So hello and welcome back all students to another video tutorial from Genome Biotech. And in today's lecture, we would be continuing our talk about the glycolytic pathway. In yesterday's lecture, we have talked about the activity of glucose 6-phosphate, that how the activity of glucose 6, how the activity of hexokinase takes place in order to interconvert the molecule of glucose into a molecule of glucose 6-phosphate. How does this interconversion take place that we have seen that how does this interconversion take place in our previous lecture. Now there are certain questions which have been asked from this particular reaction. The first question that has been asked from this particular reaction, so let us have a view upon all those questions that have been asked from this particular pathway. The first question that has been asked from this particular pathway is that, now see this is the first question. See, this is the reaction that we have been talking about. The hexokinase was the enzyme, the magnesium and the ions were present, and it was phosphorylating the glucose molecule, converting it into a molecule of glucose 6-phosphate. See this, at this particular position of phosphate has been introduced, making the sugar negatively charged. Now here you have to answer this particular question which has been asked in several competitive examinations. Which is that question? An important mechanism question is why hexokinase catalyze the transfer of phosphoryl group to ATP from ATP to glucose and yields the compound that is referred to as glucose 6-phosphate, but not to water. The question says that, question ये बोल रहा है कि ATP अपने phosphate को water को क्यों नहीं दे देता? Why ATP does not gives or donate its phosphate to the water molecule? Of course, H2O, there would be large number of water molecules that would be present. That means ATP must donate its phosphate group to the water molecule. And how does it is being ensured that this phosphate always goes to the glucose molecule only? The answer to this query is that, see, firstly, what is being said here in this particular part is that water molecule is much more smaller as compared to glucose. So phosphate could be effectively transferred over to the water molecule. Water molecule काफी छोटा है, तो phosphate water molecule पे transfer किया जा सकता है. अच्छी बात. Water molecule has high molarity as compared to glucose. Glucose molarity is just 5 to 10 micromole, whereas the molarity of the water is comparatively very high as compared to glucose. As the molarity of the water is very high as compared to glucose, so we can say that the phosphate transfer to glucose is much more effective as phosphate transfer to water is much more effective as compared to glucose. Then how does this reaction takes place? This reaction takes place because of when the X-ray structure of the hexokinase was determined, then there were two different lobes of the hexokinase enzyme. And these were the two different lobes of the hexokinase enzymes that were there. The two lobes of the hexokinase enzymes were able to move or swing together from 8 angstrom to 11.5 angstrom so as to engulf the glucose molecule in a manner that suggests the closing of the jaws. Okay, so what could be studied here is that there are two lobes of the hexokinase enzyme, and these two lobes of the hexokinase enzymes is going to engulf the water molecule. So let us have a look at the mechanism, at the molecular mechanism, how does hexokinase act. Hexokinase कैसे वर्क करता है उसका molecular mechanism देखने की हम कोशिश करते हैं. So this is the mechanism of action of hexokinase. Please just do not try to read anything, just look at the structure. Now see, these are the two lobes of the hexokinase enzyme. These are the two different lobes of hexokinase enzyme. The first lobe and the second lobe. Okay, the first lobe and the second lobe. This is the first lobe which is present, and here is the second lobe. I will draw the second lobe with another sketch, with another color, so as to make it effective. Now this is the closing of the jaw. This is the closing of the jaw. When the closing of the jaw takes place, glucose molecule, this is which molecule? Glucose molecule will move into the hexokinase cavity, whereas water molecules will be expelled outside. Water molecules will be expelled outside, as water molecules are being expelled outside. That is why this hexokinase will transfer a phosphate group of the ATP molecule over the glucose molecule and not to water. हिंदी में भी समझ लेते हैं. देखिए ग्लूकोकाइनेज, ये हेक्सोकाइनेज जो है, ग्लूकोकाइनेज जो मॉलिक्यूल है, ये जो हेक्सोकाइनेज होता है ना बेटा, हेक्सोकाइनेज की दो लोब्स होती हैं. हेक्सोकाइनेज क्या करता है, ग्लूकोज को एंट्री करा लेता है अपने अंदर, और हेक्सोकाइनेज की जो जॉ शेप्ड स्ट्रक्चर होता है ना, वो बंद हो जाता है. हेक्सोकाइनेज का स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है, जॉ शेप स्ट्रक्चर समझते हो, ऐसा है हेक्सोकाइनेज का स्ट्रक्चर. इसमें आएगा ग्लूकोज का मॉलिक्यूल, ये आ गया ग्लूकोज का मॉलिक्यूल. इसके अंदर जैसे ही आ जाएगा, ये जॉ बंद हो जाएगा, वाटर का मॉलिक्यूल एक्सपेल्ड बाहर. Water molecule is being expelled towards outside. As water molecules are being expelled towards outside, then what is going to happen? Then phosphate will be transferred to the glucose molecule, forming glucose 6-phosphate structure. This will produce the structure of the glucose 6-phosphate molecule. Okay. Yes, you are very new to this class, so just have some patience. Okay. Now this is what I have told you. This is the first answer that you got here. Now the next answer. Now the next question that has been asked in CSIR, NET and other different entrance examination is that what happens, what is going to happen if instead of using glucose as the substrate in the case of glycolysis, we use a substrate that is referred to as alpha xylose. Now what is the question? The question states that in the case of glycolytic pathway, if we are using a molecule that is referred to as alpha D xylose, what is going to happen? See, ATP hydrolysis would almost certainly be the dominant reaction. The conclusion is confirmed by the observation of xylose, which differs from the glucose by the CH2 groups. Now see, there is a compound that has been taken, and over this compound the reaction of glycolysis is performed. Now this sugar is actually a 5-carbon sugar. This compound is a 5-carbon sugar. Okay, it is a 5-carbon sugar in nature. Now when this compound will be taken, the glucose, the phosphate, this compound is be taken along with ATP as a substrate for which enzyme? For hexokinase enzyme. For hexokinase, what is going to happen? The ATP will be dissociated, and the inorganic phosphate will be transferred to water molecule. It will be transferred to water molecule and not to xylose. Why? Because there is no CH2OH group present at the 6th carbon atom. भैया 6वें कार्बन एटम के ऊपर 5वें के बाद में 6वें कार्बन एटम है ही नहीं, कोई CH2OH ग्रुप ही नहीं है, तो ATP कहां पर फॉस्फोराइलेट ट्रांसफर करेगी? फॉस्फेट ग्रुप ट्रांसफर ही नहीं हो पाएगा. इसकी जगह पे क्या रह जाएगा? वाटर रह जाएगा. वाटर रह जाएगा तो ATP अपना फॉस्फेट को किसको ट्रांसफर कर देगी? ATP will transfer that phosphate molecule to the water molecule and not over the sugar molecules. See, this clearly illustrates that in the presence of glucose 6-phosphate, the mechanism of enzymatic action of hexokinase is that it resembles the closing of a jaw. As the closing of jaw takes place, water molecules are being expelled outside. जैसे ही बेटा jaw की closing होती है, वैसे ही water molecule क्या हो जाते हैं? Water molecule बाहर की तरफ चले जाते हैं. ये नीले रंग से बेटा मैंने water molecule को बाहर जाते हुए दिखाया है. ग्लूकोज और अंदर कौन कौन रह जाएगा? केवल ग्लूकोज और केवल ATP. इसीलिए ये रिएक्ट कर जाते हैं, ग्लूकोज से बन जाता है ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट. इसी चीज को प्रूव करने के लिए अगर हमने xylose लिया था, if to prove the similar things xylose was being taken, then the ATP transferred its phosphate to the water molecule, indicating that glucose is a perfect fit for the hexokinase enzyme. जिसको नहीं समझ में आया दोबारा से पूछे. ये एक्सपेरिमेंट ये बता रहा है कि हेक्सोकाइनेज के अंदर ग्लूकोज एकदम 100% इफेक्टिवली फिट हो जाता है. ग्लूकोज के अलावा कोई भी छोटा मॉलिक्यूल लोगे तो उसमें क्या रह जाएगा? उसमें वाटर रह जाएगा, वाटर. और वाटर रह जाएगा तो ATP हाइड्रोलाइसिस होके फॉस्फेट को वाटर को ट्रांसफर कर देगा. इफ वाटर विल रिमेन inside the active site of the hexokinase, then the ATP will transfer its phosphate to the water molecule. That is why this experiment clearly proves that Hexokinase active site has a perfect fit for glucose and ATP molecule. Okay. Now, one more thing that is of most importance is that, just a second, let me clear the drawings. One more thing that is of most importance is that when you look at the structure of hexokinase, see, there is a change in the structure of hexokinase. See this structure of hexokinase. There is an alteration in the structure of hexokinase. This is hexokinase enzyme. This is also hexokinase enzyme. Okay. There is an alteration in the structure. There is a change in the bond angle that is going to take place. Okay. This bond angle is going to change. This clearly indicates that which hypothesis for enzyme action is correct. The substrate dependent cleft closing is a general feature of the kinase family. It indicates that induced fit hypothesis is absolutely correct. ये लाइन यहाँ पर लिखी हुई है, ठीक है, मुझे याद है, आपको भी याद हो जाएगी अगर आप लोग पढ़ते रहेंगे. I can remember these lines. You will also be able to remember. But just you have to study. See this? Sir, what will be the function of H20N phosphate complex? Where is H20? I cannot find anywhere H20N phosphate complex. If you can just tell me where it is, then I can answer your question. Now see this. H2O, water, and phosphate complex. See, okay, so what is the function of transferring of phosphate into water molecule? See, the question which was being asked in CSIR was that, see, if you are going to take water along with ATP molecules and a sugar which is a hexose sugar, how does hexokinase transfer this phosphate over to the sugar molecule? Why not to water? The reasons were that although water is much more effective, it can easily move into the cavity of hexokinase. Water has a smaller structure. Still, the phosphate group is being transferred over to the glucose molecule. Why? Because the hexokinase molecule, the hexokinase enzyme has two different lobes, and these two lobes moves by 8 degree to 11 degree, causes the water molecule to be expelled out and causes the transfer of phosphate over the glucose molecule. If xylose is taken, then the phosphate will be transferred to the water molecule. Okay. Now what will happen? The ATP will be wasted off if phosphate will be transferred to the water molecule. अगर भैया phosphate ATP का water के ऊपर चला गया तो ATP खराब हो गई ना, ATP बेकार हो गई. So that will happen. So the ATP will be wasted off. That is why this process is never adopted. Okay. So I am allowing you to unmute yourself, Trishla. If you have any other query, you can ask me. I have allowed you to unmute. You can ask me any other query, Trishla.
Yes, sir. Trishla this side.
Yes, please speak a bit louder.
Sir, now I'm audible.
Yes.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जैसे फॉस्फेट ग्रुप डी जाइलोस के केस में वाटर मॉलिक्यूल को ट्रांसफर हो रहा है, तो ये जो कंपाउंड बन रहा है इसका फर्दर कोई फंक्शन होता है या बस
कोई कंपाउंड ही नहीं बना ना. There is no compound that is being produced. There is no compound that is being produced. This would be a complete waste. This experiment indicates that there is an active site which is present in hexokinase, and that active site has only the site for the hexose sugar, not for the pentose sugar. If pentose sugar are going to come, then the entire ATP will be wasted off. ये एक्सपेरिमेंट ये बता रहा है कि हेक्सोकाइनेज की एक्टिव साइट में केवल हेक्सोस शुगर ही आ सकती है. अगर पेंटोस शुगर आएंगी तो पूरा एक्सपेरिमेंट बर्बाद हो जाएगा. ठीक है.
ओके. एंड सर ये रिलीज होके सेल में कहाँ पर जाता है ये H2O phosphate molecules?
इनऑर्गेनिक फॉस्फेट रिमेन्स इन द साइटोसोल. इनऑर्गेनिक फॉस्फेट तो हमेशा ही साइटोसोल में रहता है. वो तो कभी भी रिलीज होगा तो साइटोसोल में ही रहेगा. और अभी साइटोसोल से ले भी तो लिया जाएगा. तो कहां से लिया है? साइटोसोल में रहेगा. साइटोसोल में ऐसे ही पड़ा रहता है.
ओके सर.
Okay. Now moving forward. Now see, the substrate dependent cleft closing is a general feature of all the kinases that I was telling you. Now see this. This is how the reaction takes place. All kinases have similar mechanisms for maintaining their specificity. Okay, because there is a substrate molecule and there is a conformational change in the enzyme. So this clearly proves the induced fit hypothesis. The substrate dependent cleft closing proves the induced fit hypothesis. The substrate dependent, the substrate dependent cleft closing, dependent cleft closing, cleft closing proves induced fit hypothesis. Induced fit hypothesis. Okay, fit hypothesis. Hypothesis. Just a second. Hypothesis. This induced fit hypothesis is being proven by the substrate dependent cleft closing in the case of hexokinase. Now we move towards the next reaction of the glycolytic pathway. These were the two questions that have been asked. So I have answered both your queries. You can note down from the recorded version of the lecture that would be available after the lecture to you all. Now moving forward, we would be moving towards Pathfinder. And in Pathfinder, what we are going to get? We are going to get that there is the next reaction that is going to take place. Which is the next reaction that is going to take place? The next reaction is being catalyzed by an enzyme which is called as PGI, phosphoglucoisomerase. This enzyme has a delta G almost equivalent to 0. You can see here this delta G is almost equivalent to 0. That is, the reaction is reversible. What is the reaction? Reversible. You can also see the reversible sign over the reaction. There are two arrows moving in the opposite direction, so the reaction is reversible, converting the glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate. These are the two molecules that are being produced. Okay, so this is the reaction catalyzed by the enzyme called as phosphoglucoisomerase. It could be easily remembered by the trick PGI, PGI Chandigarh, a very important exam. सभी लोगों को भरना है एमएससी वालों को. Okay, PGI Chandigarh, that is phosphoglucoisomerase enzyme. Okay, now moving forward, let us move towards another very important enzyme that is referred to as phosphofructokinase. Another enzyme, the key procedure in the case of glycolysis which is being adopted. Key procedure that is being adopted in the case of glycolysis is that you just add two phosphate molecules on the opposite carbon atom. See this? Now this glucose has been isomerized to form another molecule, molecule that is referred to as fructose 6-phosphate. The enzyme is isomerase. So probably you all know what does the enzyme isomerase do. Isomerase enzyme catalyzes isomerization reaction. Isomerase enzyme क्या करता है? Isomerization reaction को catalyze करता है. That means there is a change in the functional group that is going to take place. See, here there is a ketonic functional group, and here here there is an aldehyde functional group, CHO functional group, aldehyde functional group, and this aldehyde functional group will be replaced with a ketonic functional group. Okay, this aldehyde functional group will be completely replaced with another functional group that is referred to as the ketonic functional group. Keto functional group. Okay, this is going to happen. Functional group. This group will be produced. Now please listen to me here. There are three different categories of enzymes that you must know. One is referred to as isomerase, another one is referred to as epimerase, the third one is referred to as anomerase, the fourth one is referred to as epimerase, isomerase, anomerase, and mutase. So how does these enzymes differ from each other? So look here, see what I am trying to tell you is that I would be telling you about the different categories of enzymes, just taking the whiteboard and trying to explain it to you. First that I am going to talk about is epimerase. Epimerase. The second is isomerase. The third category of enzyme is anomerase. The fourth category of enzyme is mutase. Okay, so Priyanshi, what does this enzyme mutase do? What does the enzyme mutase do? Okay, Shalu, what does the enzyme anomerase do? Achal, what does the enzyme epimerase do? Can anybody tell me what are the exact differences that are present? Every enzyme has to be dealt in detail, okay? So you must know what does these enzymes do. Now please just listen here very carefully. This is very, very important for you all to understand, okay? So the most important thing here is that epimerase catalyzes epimerization reactions. Nobody is trying to answer me up. कोई भी क्वेश्चन के आंसर नहीं देना चाहता. लिखिता, what does this enzyme mutase do? Try to write in the chat box. See, epimerase catalyzes epimerization reaction. It catalyzes epimerization reaction. Catalyzes epimerization reaction. What do you mean by epimerization reaction? Epimerization reactions. Now, epimerization reactions are the reactions in which an epimer is being produced. For example, the glucose molecule can have several different types of epimers that might be present. Glucose can have an epimer of a mutated transfer functional group. Okay, good, good. So glucose can have several different types of epimers, such as maltose, such as galactose, okay, such as galactose. So if an enzyme converts glucose molecule into maltose or galactose, maltose is an epimer of glucose at the second carbon atom. Galactose is an epimer of glucose at the fourth carbon atom. At the fourth carbon atom, in the case of maltose, the orientation is going to be different. देखिए, if you are looking at this particular glucose molecule, this glucose molecule will become maltose when this OH molecule will be present in this particular orientation. Now it would be referred to as maltose. Okay, now just moving back. Now if you transfer this OH group and change its alter its conformation, now this would be referred to as galactose. This is referred to as an epimer. Epimer refers to the epimeric form of a sugar molecule in which the orientation of the molecule can be altered. Anomer will refer to the change in the orientation across the anomeric carbon atom. Okay, this is all about epimer. Now, if there is a change in the orientation around the anomeric carbon atom, this is the anomeric carbon atom. Anomeric carbon atom. Okay, देखिए अगर एनोमेरिक कार्बन एटम के अगेंस्ट हाइड्रोक्सिल ग्रुप की पोजीशन को बेटा तुमने चेंज कर दिया ना, तो इसी को बोलते हैं एनोमर्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ हाइड्रोक्सिल ग्रुप इज बीइंग रिमूव्ड and hydroxyl group is being added here, then it is referred to as an anomeric enzyme, and the reaction is referred to as anomeric enzyme. This is the anomeric carbon atom. For example, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose, both of these are actually anomers of each other. Anomers of each other. These are both anomers of each other. Okay, and if the last enzyme, I'm just telling you about the last enzyme that is present. In the last enzyme case, the mutase, when you talk about mutase, for example, glucose 6-phosphate, it can be converted into glucose 1-phosphate. It can be converted into glucose 1-phosphate with the help of the enzyme that is commonly called as mutase. It will alter the phosphate group from the 6th carbon atom to the 1st carbon atom. This is how alteration is going to take place, and the enzyme which is present is called as mutase. Okay, so this is all about these different enzymes. Let me just write about them. This is catalase catalyzes epimerase, catalyzes the epimerization reaction. Isomerases are the enzymes that catalyzes isomerization reaction. These catalyzes functional group, catalyzes changes in functional group. Okay, so there is hence isomerization reaction. ये क्या करता है? आइसोमेराइजेशन रिएक्शन को कर देता है बेटा, यानी कि एक फंक्शनल ग्रुप को दूसरे फंक्शनल ग्रुप में कन्वर्ट कर देगा. दिस विल कन्वर्ट वन फंक्शनल ग्रुप इनटू अनदर functional group in the molecule. Anomerase catalyzes anomerization reaction, catalyzes anomerization reaction, anomerization reaction. There is anomerization reactions that could take place. In the case of anomerization reactions, what is going to happen? Alpha D glucose getting converted into beta D glucose and vice versa. If such type of reactions are going to take place, then the enzyme is anomerase. This is the type of reaction that takes place. Glucose getting converted into fructose. If this is glucose molecule and this is getting converted into fructose structure, the enzyme is isomerase. Okay, and if this is the reaction, then it is epimerase. If functional group, if a group attached to a parent carbon atom, parent chain or parent molecule is being transferred to another site on the parent molecule, then it is referred to as mutase enzyme. Okay, I can write the mutase enzyme like this. Just a second. If the group attached to the parent molecule is being transferred from one carbon atom to the other on the same parent molecule, then the enzyme is mutase. Then the enzyme which is present is referred to as mutase enzyme. Okay, this is how mutase enzyme work. Okay, for example, converting glucose 6-phosphate into glucose 1-phosphate, glucose 6-phosphate into glucose 1-phosphate. Okay, glucose 1-phosphate. You know where is this glucose 1-phosphate present? किसी को पता है आप में से glucose 1-phosphate कहाँ पर present होता है? Glucose 6-phosphate is being formed by the reaction of hexokinase. Where is this glucose 1-phosphate present? Can anybody tell me where is this glucose 1-phosphate present? What is the function of this glucose 1-phosphate? When you have excess amount of glucose 6-phosphate, it gets converted into glucose 1-phosphate. In the case of okay, when glucose 6-phosphate gets converted into glucose 1-phosphate, when you have ample amount of ATP and there is no glycolysis or glycolysis have been stopped, has been halted, so there is no glycolysis taking place, then glucose 6-phosphate gets converted into glucose 1-phosphate, and this is the substrate for the glycogen biosynthesis. ये बना देता है बेटा ग्लाइकोजन को, एंड दिस इज द सबस्ट्रेट फॉर ग्लाइकोजन बायोसिंथेसिस. कल पढ़ा था ना, लीवर के अंदर ग्लाइकोजन बनता है, वो ग्लूकोज 1-phosphate से बनता है बेटा. इस एंजाइम का नाम क्या हो जाएगा? फॉस्फोग्लूकोम्यूटेज. जस्ट अ सेकंड, glucomutase. Okay, this is the enzyme that is present. Now there was a question, so are you able to understand it out? Likita, I'm coming to your question. Anybody else want to ask me anything about this particular topic? किसी को कुछ पूछना है, नहीं समझ में आया है, माइक ऑन करके भी आप पूछ सकते हैं. लिखिता, आंचल, नीतू, निहारिका, प्रियांशी, शालू, त्रिशला, यश, किसी को भी कुछ पूछना है? लिखिता, मैं आपके क्वेश्चन पे भी आ रहा हूँ बेटा. आई एम कमिंग बैक टू यू लिखिता just after this particular session. And now see this. Now you might be confused, sir, what is this anomeric carbon atom? We didn't know that how these anomerases work. Now please look here. See, anomeric carbon atom is the carbon atom which is involved in the formation of a ring shaped structure. The carbon atom that is involved in the formation of the ring is called as anomeric carbon atom. For the glucose molecule, this anomeric carbon atom is always the first carbon atom, and for the fructose molecule, see this how this ring would be formed when the second carbon would have attached to the oxygen molecule present at the fifth carbon atom. So for fructose, it is always the second carbon atom which is anomeric. In the case of glucose, it is always the first carbon atom that is anomeric, because it is the one that is responsible for ring formation. In the case of fructose, it is always the second carbon atom which is anomeric in nature. Any doubt? Any other doubt? Lithika, can you just open the mic? If you wanted to ask me anything else, Likita, is this clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is it.
Okay.
See, every student must note what I am telling you on the whiteboard, because these are extra points that are not given in Pathfinder. These will make your biochemistry solid. So you must understand and note all these points. आप सभी को ये important notes लिखने हैं, पढ़ने हैं, याद करने हैं. नहीं समझ में आते दोबारा से पूछो. किसी को भी कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है वो पूछ सकता है. ठीक है, ये मत सोचिए कि मैं पूछूंगा तो लोग क्या सोचेंगे. और अगर फिर भी आपको क्लास में भी पूछने में कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो आप अलग से टाइम लेके भी मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं. इवन इफ यू फील दैट देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम we cannot ask in class, then even after the class you can ask me. Even on WhatsApp you can take a specialized time, and there we can have a discussion. Okay, now, okay, one more thing, the forms of gate are out. You can fill those forms. Noted. Okay, thank you. So let us begin. Let us continue with our talk on the glycolysis. Now, after this reaction, the next reaction that takes place is the reaction of fructose 6-phosphate. Now, how does the reaction of fructose 6-phosphate takes place to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate? Can you tell me why this glycolysis is taking place? Glycolysis is taking place in order to convert the glucose molecule, this glucose molecule, into two molecules of pyruvate. You have to break this glucose molecule into two molecules of pyruvate. Okay, this is what has to be done. So this is a 6-carbon compound, and this is a third carbon. This is a 3-carbon compound. So there would be two molecules of pyruvate that will be produced. Now, how you are going to break the glucose molecule? So what would be the trick that you would be using to break the glucose molecule? Now, if the glucose has to be broken down, then the simple trick is add two phosphate molecules. एक phosphate यहाँ लगा दो, एक phosphate यहाँ लगा दो. ठीक है? Then the molecule will be broken apart. The molecule will be broken apart into two parts. Okay, this is what is going to happen. ठीक है? जैसे कि हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं, हर एक सक्सेसफुल इंसान के पीछे, हर एक सक्सेसफुल शुगर के पीछे एक फॉस्फेट का हाथ होता है, और हर एक टूटे हुए इंसान के पीछे दो फॉस्फेट का हाथ होता है. ठीक है? सो दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस. यहां पर जब तक एक फॉस्फेट थी, ग्लूकोज वाज स्टेबल. नाउ व्हेन देयर आर टू फॉस्फेट्स, ग्लूकोज बिकेम अनस्टेबल. As it is always said, behind a successful biomolecule there is always a phosphate molecule that is present. There is always the hand of a phosphate molecule. And my dear friends, behind every cleaved biomolecule there is the hand of two phosphate molecules. Okay, so if there are two phosphate molecules, then the bonds will be broken down. Or you can also understand this out. There were two brothers once upon a time. There were two brothers. One was Ram, another one was Sam. Sam got a phosphate for itself. Okay, this carbon atom got a phosphate for itself. Now this carbon atom also got a phosphate for itself. Now the two phosphate molecules are going to repel each other. When the two phosphate molecules are going to repel each other, then what is going to happen? As the two phosphate molecules repel each other, so they will break the molecule apart into two different halves. Okay, these were two brothers. Both have brought their phosphate molecules. Two phosphate molecules cannot live together and will break the house into two different parts. एक मयान में दो तलवारें नहीं रह सकती. एक साथ में एक बार एक भैया फॉस्फेट मॉलिक्यूल को ले आया घर पे, दूसरा भैया भी ले आया. अब तो हो गई लड़ाई और द मॉलिक्यूल गॉट ब्रोकन डाउन. There is a okay, something very important has been told. Maltose. Okay, Neetu, I will get to your particular point. Thanks for the information. Very important information. See, maltose. I have written maltose. Just a minute. Just a minute. Have I written maltose? Let me have a check. Have a check. Now see this. This is very important. Okay, where is the reaction? Epimerase. Oh, see, students, sorry, this is not maltose, this is mannose. This is mannose. Okay, thank you, Neetu, for this particular information. This is not maltose. At the second carbon atom, the epimer which is present is referred to as mannose. Okay, sorry, I got confused with this maltose. This is mannose, and actually maltose is an anomer. Maltose is an anomer. So in the case of anomerase, just write maltose. Example, maltose. Okay, so this is the correct version. Please note it down. Please note this down. This is the correct version for the differences which are present in between them. Now let me move back to the topic. Thanks. If you find anything wrong, now you just clarify it out at the same time. Okay. Now this is fructose 6-phosphate molecule. This is the fructose 6-phosphate. Because of 6 carbon, the phosphate has been added, and as the phosphate has been added to the 6th carbon atom, now what is going to happen? You must add a phosphate molecule to the first carbon atom. Okay. Now these two phosphate molecules are going to repel each other. When these two phosphate molecules are going to repel each other, they will cleave this particular molecule into two half. One is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, another one is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. But before that, we must know something about the reaction catalyzed by PFK, catalyzed by the enzyme phosphofructokinase. So what is the importance of this particular reaction, and how this reaction is being catalyzed by PFK phosphofructokinase? What is its importance? Okay. Now, please look here. See, phosphofructokinase. Firstly, this enzyme refers to as the slowest step of the glycolytic pathway. It is the rate determining step of glycolysis pathway. Rate determining step. It is the rate determining step of glycolysis pathway. Step of glycolytic pathway. Glycolytic pathway. It is the rate determining step of the glycolytic pathway that determines the rate of the reaction of glycolysis. In this pathway, the ATP is getting converted into ADP, and fructose 6-phosphate is getting converted into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Why this enzyme is referred to as the rate determining step of the glycolytic pathway? Because it is the slowest enzyme. Because it is the slowest enzyme in the case of glycolytic pathway. Okay, this enzyme is a highly allosteric enzyme. Now, what are allosteric enzymes? Allosteric enzymes. Can anybody tell me what is an allosteric enzyme? Okay, an allosteric enzyme. Everybody knows what is an allosteric enzyme. An allosteric enzyme is an enzyme that has an active site along with an allosteric site. Okay, so there is another site that is present, and this enzyme is called as allosteric enzyme, and this is the active site. Okay, this is how allosteric enzyme works. This is how allosteric enzymes are going to function. This is how allosteric enzymes are arranged. So there is an molecule which is present here, which is referred to as a modulator, and this modulator binds to another site over the allosteric enzyme. It binds to another site over the allosteric enzyme, and once it binds to another site over the allosteric enzymes, then what happens? Then it will alter the activity of the enzyme. This is what happens in the case of PFK. PFK has a negative modulator. It has several number of negative modulator and has several number of positive modulator. PFK की रिएक्शन जो होती है ना, वो हाईली रेगुलेटेड रिएक्शन है. PFK के कई सारे पॉजिटिव मॉड्यूलेटर होते हैं बेटा, और कई सारे नेगेटिव मॉड्यूलेटर होते हैं, और इसके नेगेटिव और पॉजिटिव मॉड्यूलेटर ही इस रिएक्शन पाथवे को कंट्रोल करते हैं. ग्लाइकोलाइसिस कंट्रोल करने के लिए PFK के ही मॉड्यूलेटर्स काम आते हैं. अब PFK के मॉड्यूलेटर्स किस तरीके से ग्लाइकोलाइसिस को कंट्रोल करते हैं, that we will have to see. Okay, now that has to be seen from the book Voigt and Voigt. Just a second. Have you noted it down? If you have noted it down, we can move to the next topic. Okay. Now look here. We are moving to the next page in this particular pathway. 612 page. Just a second. 612 page. Okay, we have moved to the 612 page. Seventeen point two table. 17.2 table. Just a second. Mechanical flux control. Okay, here we are. See this. See this. There are three different reaction mechanisms that are going to. There are three different reactions in the case of glycolysis that will control the rate of glycolysis. Which are the three different reactions? You can look at this. You can look at the diagram which is being shown to you and try to draw this diagram. Now see which are the activators and inhibitors of PFK. PFK is a highly allosteric enzyme in the case of glycolysis. It is a highly allosteric enzyme. Okay, so it interacts with several number of molecules. It interacts with ATP, citrate, phosphoenol pyruvate, and all these are inhibitors of PFK. Whereas ADP, AMP, cyclic AMP, fructose bisphosphate, fructose 2,6 bisphosphate, fructose 6-phosphate, ammonium, and inorganic phosphate are all activator. Actually, these और molecule indicates cell hunger. सेल की भूख को बता रहे बेटा. देखो एडीपी अगर सेल में है तो ग्लाइकोलाइसिस चलनी चाहिए. हाँ चलनी चाहिए. सेल भूखा है. For example, if ADP and AMP is present higher concentration in the cell, should cell cycle operate? Yes, cell cycle. Yes, glycolysis must operate. Why? Because these two molecules indicate the hunger of the cell. Whereas when there is an inhibitor, cell has adequate amount of ATP, citrate. Should that cell always carry out glycolysis? No, it should not. Now the cell has adequate amount of ATP, citrate, or phosphoenol pyruvate. That is why these molecules are the negative modulator in the world of biochemistry. Always remember, the product of a reaction is always the negative modulator, and the substrate of the reaction is always the positive modulator or the activator of the reaction. This is a very important note that you must understand. See what I am trying to say. I am also writing it here. Please note it down. Note, in the world of biochemistry, the substrate for the reaction is always its positive modulator. The substrate is always the positive modulator. Is always the positive modulator, while the product is always the negative modulator. The negative modulator for an enzyme catalyzed reaction. So you can understand that, of course, glucose molecule will be an activator of hexokinase, but the product of the hexokinase enzyme is referred to as what? Glucose 6-phosphate. So glucose 6-phosphate would be the inhibitor. This is pyruvate kinase. ATP molecule is its inhibitor, and AMP, phosphoenol pyruvate, FBP are its activator. See, in the case of pyruvate kinase, ATP is being produced. Product is always the negative modulator. This is the product, and it has been the negative modulator for the enzyme pyruvate kinase. Are you able to get me? क्या आप लोगों को ये सब चीजें दिख रही हैं? अगर आप लोगों को दिख रही हैं, आप लोगों को समझ में आ रही हैं? Are you able to get me? Hello? Yes, IR, sir. Yes, IR. Why there is IR? I cannot understand that. Okay, no problem. Let us look here. Okay, is this clear to you all? Is this, sir? Repeat, sir. Repeat, sir. Okay, let me see where it is gone. I cannot find it. Just a second. Where it is gone? Just written it, no? I will have to rewrite it down. No, where it is. In the world of biochemistry, the substrate is always the activator for the reaction. Substrate is always the activator for the enzyme, and the products are always the inhibitor for the enzyme. See, you can look here. In the case of hexokinase, glucose will of course be the activator, and the product of the enzyme reaction glucose 6 phosphate is always an inhibitor. In the case of PFK, the ATP molecule is an inhibitor. ADP is an activator because ADP, AMP, and all other molecules indicate the cell hunger. Okay. And in the last case of pyruvate kinase, it is always the ATP molecules are being produced. That is why it is an inhibitor. And AMP, ADP, fructose bisphosphate, and phosphoenol pyruvate are always the substrate molecules that are present. That is why these molecules are the activator for the pyruvate kinase enzyme. Probably now all of you have noted it down. आप सभी ने लिख लिया है. All of you have noted it down. So let me move back to our topic, okay, that we all were talking. Yes sir, noted, thank you. Okay, now moving back to Pathfinder. Okay, now after this reaction, after the reaction of PFK, which is phosphofructokinase, there is the molecule that is being produced, and the molecule which is being produced here is referred to as fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. This is the molecule that has been produced. Now this molecule is being broken down in the presence of an enzyme that is referred to as aldolase. Now aldolase is an enzyme that catalyzes retroaldol condensation. It catalyzes, the mechanism of the reaction is retroaldol condensation. Aldol condensation. Okay, just a second. This is retroaldol, DOL, condensation reaction. Condensation reaction. Retroaldol condensation reaction, which is going to take place. And here, what is an aldol condensation? Do you know what is an aldol condensation? This is a very important reaction in organic chemistry that you would have heard about. Aldol condensation is a type of condensation in which two molecules of aldehyde or two molecules of ketone react together in order to form one molecule of aldehyde, another of ketone. Here, what is going to happen? There is a single molecule of the ketone sugar that is going to be broken down, and the single molecule of the ketone sugar is going to be broken down into a molecule of aldehyde, another of ketone. That is why this enzyme is referred to as aldolase. Okay, there are basically two different types of aldolase enzyme: aldolase type 1 and aldolase type 2. Okay, aldolase type 1 is present in the case of mammals. Okay, there are two different types of aldolase: aldolase type 1 and aldolase type 2. Aldolase, ALDOLASE type 2. This is the next enzyme that is present. Now aldolase type 1 and aldolase type 2, how does these enzymes work with regard to each other? Now aldolase type 2 do not occur in mammal. This enzyme does not occur in mammal. Do not occur in mammal. Do not occur in mammals. Occur in mammal. Okay. This enzyme never occurs in mammals, and this enzyme is present only in the case of prokaryotes. Occurs in prokaryotes. Occurs in prokaryotes. In prokaryotes. So at the place of type 1, type 2 is present in the case of prokaryotes, and so is the target of multiple drugs. And so it is the target of multiple drugs. It is the target of multiple drugs. The target for many drugs. For multiple drugs. Okay, because this enzyme that is referred to as the second enzyme is only and only present in the case of prokaryotes, and this enzyme is only present in the case of eukaryotes. They both these enzymes catalyzes the same reaction, but as it occurs in the case of prokaryote, so this enzyme forms the target for several different types of drugs that are being used to specifically kill prokaryotic cell and to protect the eukaryotic cell. देखो हर एक ड्रग का क्या होता है, एक साइड इफेक्ट होता है. टू मिनिमाइज द साइड इफेक्ट, the drugs are being designed towards a target that is extensively present only in prokaryote, and this is a very important target present only in the case of prokaryote, absent in eukaryote, so there would be no side effect of this particular drug. Okay, now moving forward, this is all about this particular enzyme that is referred to as aldolase. Now these enzymes, all of these enzymes, whether it is hexokinase, phosphofructokinase, aldolase, they are all referred to as metalloenzyme because these have a metal present within their structure. They are all called as metalloenzymes. Okay, why they are called as metalloenzymes? They are called as metalloenzymes because these have metal ions present in their structure. Metalloenzymes, as these enzymes have metal ion in their structure, have metal ions in their structure, because these molecules have metal ion in their structure, that is why they are commonly referred to as the metalloenzymes in nature. All these metalloenzymes are inhibited by a common inhibitor, and that inhibitor is EDTA. Inhibitor is EDTA. The inhibitor for all the metal ion is EDTA. What is EDTA? EDTA is a hexadentate ligand. EDTA क्या होता है? एक hexadentate ligand होता है. ये क्या कर लेता है? मेटल आयन को बाइंड कर लेता है चारों तरफ से. मेटल आयन EDTA से घिर चुका है. EDTA और मेटल आयन EDTA के साथ में क्या करने लग जाता है? चिल करने लग जाता है. इट इज अ चीलेटिंग एजेंट. ठीक है, ये फैला फुसला के मेटल आयन को ले जाता है और एंजाइम क्या हो जाता है? एंजाइम बिकम इनएक्टिवेटेड इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ दिस मेटल आयन because this metal ion has been taken out by EDTA molecule. EDTA is a molecule that comes and says to the metal ion, let's chill. Okay, so this is referred to as a chelating agent, and it will make the metal ion chill so that this metal ion will be lost and the enzyme activity will be over forever. There would be no activity of any metalloenzyme in the presence of EDTA. A simple question has been also been asked in CSIR net entrance examination, why EDTA is being added in the vessels that are being kept in blood bank. Now see, this is another question. I am trying to extrapolate this question to you. Now see, the blood bank. Okay, this is the blood bank vesicle in which the blood is being placed. Okay, blood bank vesicles. EDTA is being added to it. Why EDTA is being added to it? So that glycolysis should not take place. So as to stop glycolysis. Why glycolysis should not take place? Because if glycolysis is going to take place in the case of stored blood, then what will happen? Via the glycolysis, pyruvate will be produced, and this pyruvate will lead to the formation of lactic acid. And once lactic acid will be produced, then what will happen? The lactic acid will reduce the pH, and this will cause the solution to become acidic, and such type of solution can lead to the death of an individual. अगर ऐसा blood तुमने किसी को चढ़ा दिया ना, then the pH, because of the formation of lactic acid, pH is quite lowered, and such blood transfusion can lead to death. Such blood transfusion can lead to death. Blood transfusion can cause death. So what should be done? So the thing that should be done is that in the case of collecting vesicles, EDTA is always added, so that there should not be any glycolysis, and the formation of lactic acid should be prevented. ग्लाइकोलाइसिस को रोकने के लिए ईडीटीए को ब्लड के अंदर डाला जाता है जब भी ब्लड को कलेक्ट किया जाता है। आप देखिएगा कुछ वायल्स होती है बेटा, अगर आप लोगों ने ब्लड को कलेक्शन किसी मेडिकल कॉलेज में काम कर रहे होंगे त्रिशला, देखना कहीं पे भी यहाँ पर ब्लड को कलेक्ट किया गया होगा वहां पर देखना 3 अलग अलग कलर की वायल्स होती हैं, उन वायल्स के ऊपर जाके पढ़ना क्या लिखा होगा। एक वायल के ऊपर लिखा होगा ईडीटीए कोटेड वायल, वो वायल इसीलिए होती है ताकि ब्लड को उसी पीएच पे मेंटेन करके रखा जा सके, सो दैट द सी इन द मेडिकल कॉलेज, इन द मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल, if you are going to look at the different vials which are being used to collect the blood samples, then there is a vial which is referred to as EDTA coated vial. This is the function of EDTA coated vial. This has been asked in the CSIR net entrance examination. That is why I have told you about this. Okay, is this clear? Please note it down, please note it down. This is also very important. See, I'm telling you about everything that has to be noted. Those who are my online offline students, they know very well that how much of the things we are always writing in our copies and in our books, but because see, this is the topic that has to be dealt in detail, because there are n number of questions that are being asked from this topic. That is why you must note it down. You must note all the important points here. Okay. Now moving forward, इसके आगे बढ़ते हैं हम लोग. Now moving forward further, after the reaction of the aldolase, there is the enzyme that is referred to as, I must delete everything now. There is an enzyme that is referred to as triose phosphate isomerase. See this is the enzyme that is present. The enzyme is commonly referred to as triose phosphate isomerase. Do you know this enzyme? This enzyme which is referred to as triose phosphate isomerase is the most perfect enzyme of the world. You know, this is known as the most perfect enzyme in the world. This is called as perfect enzyme. Okay, this is Mr. Perfectionist. Perfect enzyme in the world. Okay, in the field of biochemistry, this enzyme is the perfect enzyme in the world. Now what is a perfect enzyme? A perfect enzyme is an enzyme that cannot be made any perfect. देखो perfect enzyme मतलब क्या है? एकदम perfect. भाई perfect का मतलब क्या है यार? इसके अंदर अगर कुछ भी मैं चेंज करूंगा ना तो खराब ही होगा. If I am going to do any change in its structure, its activity will be decreased. If this is its structure, if this is the structure of triose phosphate isomerase, in any manner, if I am going to alter its structure, its activity will decrease. Why? Because this is the perfect one. Anything which is perfect cannot be altered anymore. देखिए जो चीज परफेक्ट है उसके अंदर बेटा कुछ भी चेंज कर दो उसकी एक्टिविटी क्या हो जाएगी? खराब ही हो जाएगी. तो ये दुनिया का ऐसा एंजाइम है, ऐसा पहला एंजाइम है जिसके अंदर परफेक्शन आ चुका है. इसका स्ट्रक्चर स्टेबल हो चुका है. इसका स्ट्रक्चर स्टेबल इस तरीके से हो चुका है कि अब इसके स्ट्रक्चर में आपने कुछ भी चेंज किया तो इसकी एक्टिविटी इंक्रीज नहीं होगी, इसकी एक्टिविटी उल्टा कम हो जाएगी, डिक्रीज हो जाएगी. Any alteration in the structure of triose phosphate isomerase will only and only decrease its activity. Such enzyme is referred to as perfect enzyme. Okay, so this is very important. Triose phosphate isomerase is commonly, you must write along with me, is commonly referred to as the perfect enzyme. Perfect enzyme as an alteration in its activity, in its structure will only decrease its activity. बोलते हैं ना ये चीज परफेक्ट है. अब परफेक्ट चीज में बेटा कुछ भी चेंज करोगे तो उसकी एक्टिविटी कमी होने वाली है ना. वो चीज परफेक्ट है यार, उसको कुछ बदला नहीं जा सकता भाई. दिस इज परफेक्ट एंजाइम. Okay, so that is why this is referred to as the perfect enzyme. It is referred to as the perfect enzyme. You must note it out. Okay. Now this is the enzyme that will convert glycerol D3-phosphate into dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Now again, as you can see that this is an isomerase enzyme. So this will catalyzes an isomerization reaction. As it is an isomerase enzyme, so it would be the one that would be catalyzing the isomerization reaction, converting the hydroxy group into the keto group. And such type of interconversion are keto and enol interconversions. Keto and enol interconversion, this is also working at a delta G equivalent to 0. Okay. Now the next reaction of the glycolytic pathway, I must remove this. Do you have any query? किसी की कोई query है, कोई कुछ पूछना चाहता है तो पूछ ले. Niharika, do you want to ask anything? Priyanshi, Shalu, Trishla, anybody who wants to ask anything, he or she can. Okay.
Sir, Trishla this side.
Okay.
सर इसमें डेल्टा जी जीरो होता है सर.
Yes. Trishla, I'm coming to your answer. See, majority of such reactions have a delta G value equivalent to 0. The delta G is absolutely 0 in this particular reaction, Trishla. But this is not delta G. Actually, beta, this is delta G naught
G
dash.
naught.
Delta G naught dash, because this is in the case of human body. In the case of human body, there are so many number of reactions which are being intermixed together with each other. There are thousands of reactions that are taking place simultaneously. So this delta G value is going to be a bit altered. Okay. But the thing is that, see, these values which are being altered, they will be maintained inside the cell so that the reaction works at the equilibrium. Okay. Del G naught dash value will be equivalent to 0. Del G naught dash की वैल्यू कितनी हो जाएगी? 0 के बराबर हो जाएगी, ताकि रिएक्शन हो सके. यहाँ पर जो वैल्यू दे रखी है ना, वो डेल जी नॉट डैश की नहीं थी, यहाँ पर डेल जी नॉट की थी. अभी डैश करोगे, जब सेल के अंदर लेके जाओगे तो इसकी वैल्यू 0 के बराबर हो जाएगी और ये रिवर्सिबल रिएक्शंस हो जाएंगे. ठीक है.
ओके सर.
Okay, moving forward. This is one of my favorite topics. So if you get bored, then you just tell me that I had to make the class over. Else, I will continue my teaching for this particular topic for another 1 or 2 hours. Now see this. This is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, which has been produced. Now see, the first reactions have taken place. Glucose has getting converted into glucose 6-phosphate, fructose 6-phosphate, fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. In the presence of aldolase, it has been broken down into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Now we would be talking about glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This is a molecule that is present, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And there is an enzyme which is present, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. This enzyme will convert the NAD molecule into a molecule of NADH plus H positive. It will lead to the formation of a molecule of NADH plus H positive. This is the molecule that is being produced. Okay. So this is how NAD is getting converted into NADH plus H positive. Now let us look at the active site of this enzyme, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Now see, as I have told you in my last lecture, जैसा कि मैंने आपको last lecture में बताया था, if there is a dehydrogenation reaction taking place, then what is going to happen? If there is a dehydrogenation reaction taking place, hydrogen has been removed, then what is going to happen? This substrate molecule is going to be oxidized. If this substrate molecule is going to be oxidized, what is going to happen? Alteration in the functional group is going to take place. Where is the alteration in the functional group taking place? See this, the hydrogen atom. Look here, this one was the hydrogen atom. This hydrogen atom has been removed and a phosphate molecule has been added. See this, there is the ketone group which was present here, aldehyde group which was present here. This aldehyde group has been converted into a carboxy group. Look here, which is this group? COOP. So what is this group? This is a carboxy group. What is the group which is present here? This is an aldehyde group. So this is group translocation or group interconversion has taken place. Aldehyde has been converted into a carboxy group. This is aldehyde, and aldehyde has been converted into carboxy group, carboxy compounds. This is carboxy compound. So aldehyde has been converted into a carboxy compound, and here is 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate molecule that is being produced. In the active site of this enzyme, there are disulfide linkages which are present. अब इस एंजाइम की हम एक्टिव साइट पे पहुंचते हैं. एट द एक्टिव साइट ऑफ दिस एंजाइम, just let me make the active site of this enzyme. At the active site of this enzyme, you will find several different types of disulfide bonds which are being made. Okay, this is the active site of this particular enzyme. There are several sulfur groups which are being attached and they are making disulfide linkages. Okay, so what is going to happen? So this enzyme could be effectively cleaved with beta mercaptoethanol cleavage. Beta mercaptoethanol, as I have already told you, has been used in protein sequencing. Have we done protein sequencing? Protein sequencing is all over. You must have studied about a compound that is referred to as beta mercaptoethanol. Beta mercaptoethanol, mercaptoethanol, ETHANOL, beta mercaptoethanol, which was having the formula CH2SH, CH2OH. This compound can break all the disulfide linkages and will inhibit the enzyme along with a compound that is referred to as iodoestate, CH2I-COOH. So both iodoestate and beta mercaptoethanol are the inhibitor of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase enzyme. It is being inhibited by inhibitors, and those inhibitors are beta mercaptoethanol and iodoestate. Beta mercaptoethanol, mercaptoethanol and iodoestate, iodoacetate. These are the two inhibitors of this particular enzyme. Now 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate will get converted into 3-phosphoglycerate. देखिए यहाँ पर 2 phosphate थे, एक phosphate को हटाएंगे. Out of the 2 phosphate you will remove a single phosphate because there are 2 molecules which are present. So 2 phosphate molecules will be removed and 2 ATP molecules will be produced. It will form 3 phosphate, 3 phosphoglycerate. 3 phosphoglycerate will form 2 phosphoglycerate. Now see this. Such type of phosphorylation reactions which takes place in the absence of electron transport system is referred to as substrate level phosphorylation. देखिए substrate level phosphorylation reactions होती क्या है? Substrate level phosphorylation reactions are the reactions that takes place in the absence of the electron transport system. Those reactions that takes place in the absence of electron transport system are referred to as substrate level phosphorylation reactions. Reactions forming ATP in the absence of electron transport system. The reactions forming ATP in the absence of electron transport system. In the absence of electron transport system is called substrate level phosphorylation. Substrate level phosphorylation. Okay. This is referred to as substrate level phosphorylation. It will lead to the formation of 3-phosphoglycerate. Now the enzyme that is going to function here is referred to as mutase. Mutase will transfer this phosphate molecule from the 3rd carbon atom to the 2nd carbon atom and will lead to the formation of a compound that is referred to as 2-phosphoglycerate. लेक्चर की शुरुआत में मैंने बताया था म्यूटेज एंजाइम क्या करता है. म्यूटेज एंजाइम is an enzyme that transfer a group from a carbon atom to another carbon atom and will form another group. That means 3-phosphoglycerate is getting converted into 2-phosphoglycerate molecule. This is how the reaction takes place. Okay, so let me just rub all these reactions. If you have noted it down, all have noted it down, all students have noted it down. Can I rub all these reactions? मैं इन सभी reactions को मिटा सकता हूँ क्या? क्या आप सभी ने note down कर लिया है? Okay, yes sir. Okay, thank you. So I can rub all these equations. Now moving forward, the next reaction that we are going to look forward is that of enolase and pyruvate. I know that the almost time is over, but please give me some time so that I can finish this topic. There are only 2 reactions that are remaining. One is of enolase, another one is of pyruvate kinase. Now there is another reaction that is going to take place, and that reaction is that of enolase. Enolase enzyme has a enolase enzyme is also a metalloenzyme, but it can use either magnesium ion or manganese ion. It has an inhibitor, and the inhibitor which is being used, inhibitor which is being used for this particular molecule is fluorine. Fluorine, because fluorine can also react with the magnesium ion and forms a complex of fluorine, magnesium ion and फ्लोरीन. मैग्नीशियम के ऊपर दो चार्ज है, दो फ्लोरीन मिल गए इसे, और मैग्नीशियम फ्लोरीन के साथ में चला गया. अब क्या रह गया? एंजाइम. As magnesium binds with two fluorine molecules, so the magnesium ion is being chilled out, and here the activity of the enolase is going to be lost. So fluorine is an inhibitor of this particular enzyme, enolase. Okay. Now, moving forward, this gets converted into a high phosphoryl group transfer potential compound called as phosphoenol pyruvate, and then the last ultimate reaction catalyzed by the pyruvate kinase, the second phosphorus substrate level phosphorylation reaction takes place, and the ATP is being produced. So basically there are two molecules of ATP being produced here. Two molecules of the ATP were also being produced in the above reaction, which was being catalyzed by the enzyme referred to as phosphoglycerate kinase. यहाँ पर phosphoglycerate kinase था. Here it was phosphoglycerate kinase, and here it is pyruvate kinase. So net gain is of 4 ATP, but 2 ATP have also been used in the phosphorylation first of glucose into glucose 6-phosphate and interconversion of fructose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. So net outcome of ATP, देखो भैया 4 ATP बने हैं, 2 ATP खर्च हो गए, एक ATP खर्च हुआ था हेक्सोकाइनेज की रिएक्शन में, जिसमें हेक्सोकाइनेज ने ग्लूकोज को ग्लूकोज 6-फॉस्फेट बनाया था, और दूसरा एक ATP खर्च हुआ था फ्रक्टोज 6-फॉस्फेट से फ्रक्टोज 1,6-बिसफॉस्फेट बनाने में. तो नेट आउटपुट क्या हुआ? The net output is only 2 ATP. Net output is only 2 ATP. Net output is that of 2 ATP only. Okay, plus 2 NADH plus H positive. NADH plus H positive. This is all about glycolysis. Now I would be taking your questions. अब मैं questions को लेने वाला हूँ. I would be just speaking to you and taking your questions. Niharika, you have asked a question. Please do unmute yourself. Okay, so that I can listen to you. Niharika, please do unmute yourself. अपने आप को unmute करें. Okay.
Sir, please explain first substrate level phosphorylation.
Now see, substrate level phosphorylation. What is substrate level phosphorylation? Phosphorylation in the absence of electron transport system. So if you are going to biosynthesize ATP molecules in the absence of electron transport system, then such type of phosphorylation is referred to as substrate level phosphorylation. Okay. So if you are biosynthesizing ATP molecule, see there are two places where ATP molecules have been biosynthesized. यहाँ पर भी ATP बना बेटा, यहाँ पर भी ATP बना. देखो ATP बन रहा है ना. Usually ATP is being produced only in electron transport system. Only in electron transport system. And where does this electron transport system takes place? Electron transport system only occurs in mitochondria. But sometimes ATP can also be produced. Sometimes ATP can also be produced in the cytosol. In the cytosol, क्योंकि ग्लाइकोलाइसिस कहां पर हो रही है? साइटोसोल में हो रही है ना. तो अगर साइटोसोल में ATP बन रही है एब्सेंट में माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया की, तो इस तरीके की रिएक्शन को हम क्या कह देते हैं? Such type of reactions are referred to as substrate level phosphorylation reactions. So reactions in which ATP are being produced in the absence of electron transport system is called as substrate level phosphorylation. Niharika, unmute yourself. Any other query? Niharika, unmute yourself.
No sir.
Is this clear to you? Is this
Yes,
clear to you? ये समझ में आ गया आपका?
Yes.
Okay. So this is clear. Any other query by any other student? Because our glycolysis is over. Glycolysis is over. Okay. Any other query by any other student? No? Okay, now see the last question that has been asked in glycolysis. Okay, we have one query. No queries. Okay, Trishla, no queries, no problem. Now see this. how to name this pyruvate molecule. In the IUPAC nomenclature, we all know that the naming starts from the functional group. So this would be the method of naming this particular molecule, 1, 2, and 3. So this would be 1 carboxy, 2 keto, methane, ethane, propanoic acid. Okay, but now see this, you have to remember this thing. If I'm going to write something in a opposite manner, this would be 1, 6. Okay, this is not visible. Just a second, taking another color. Okay, this would be 1, 6. This would be 2, 3, 2, 5. This would be 3, 4. इसे लिखेंगे कैसे? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm just writing it at the downside. Now you must remember this. This is a trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a very important trick. There are 4 questions which have been asked in different entrance examination from this particular trick. If I am going to radio label the 3rd and the 4th carbon atom of the glucose, which carbon atom of the pyruvate will be radio labeled? This carbon atom, the carboxy group of the pyruvate will be radio labeled. ध्यान से सुनिए भाई, ध्यान से सुनिए. Please pay all your attention here. This is the last topic and I'm just going to halt my lecture here only. Just you have to solve this question. Now see, if glucose carbon atom, this is glucose carbon atoms. Okay, if glucose carbon number 3 or 4 is being radio labeled, then what is going to be radio labeled in the pyruvate molecule? This carboxy group is going to be radio labeled. If glucose 2nd or 5th carbon atom will be radio labeled, then which atom will be radio labeled in pyruvate? This ketonic group will be radio labeled. If glucose 1st or 6th carbon atom is radio labeled, which group will be radio labeled? This methyl group will be radio labeled. देखो अब हिंदी में सुन लो, ग्लूकोज के 3रे और 4थे कार्बन को अगर किसी ने रेडियो लेबल किया ना, तो ये कार्बोक्सी ग्रुप रेडियो लेबल्ड हो जाएगा. ग्लूकोज के 2nd और 5th कार्बन को रेडियो लेबल किया ना, तो ये कीटोनिक ग्रुप रेडियो लेबल्ड हो जाएगा. ग्लूकोज के पहले और 6वें कार्बन को अगर रेडियो लेबल किया, तो ये मिथाइल ग्रुप रेडियो लेबल्ड हो जाएगा. ऐसे क्वेश्चन कर लोगे, you would be able to solve this question. Hello, you would be able to solve this question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm giving you a particular question.
Yes, sir.
Listen to a question. Okay, see, if glucose, I'm writing the question here. If glucose 5th carbon is radio labeled, 5th carbon is radio labeled, carbon is radio labeled, is radio labeled, is radio labeled, then which carbon of glucose, which carbon of pyruvate will be radio labeled? कोई आंसर नहीं देगा. Nobody is going to speak. You are going to write a personal message to me with the answer. Okay, if glucose 5th carbon is radio labeled, then which carbon of pyruvate will be radio labeled? Which carbon of pyruvate will be radio labeled? Pyruvate will be radio labeled. Will be radio labeled. Options are 1. First option is 1. Second option is 2. Third option is 3. Fourth option is none of the above. Are you able to understand the question? सभी को क्वेश्चन समझ में आ चुका है. If glucose 5th carbon is radio labeled, then which carbon of pyruvate will be radio labeled? You just have to type a message to me, and that message should be in the form of private message, so that I can look that which student is going to answer. Oh, this question is quite easy. Let me just modify something. Sorry, this question is easy. Everybody is very effectively solving this out. Sorry. Let me change the value. Let me radio label the first carbon of the glucose. Sorry. If glucose first carbon is radio labeled, sorry for the mistake. Glucose first carbon, this is first carbon. If glucose first carbon is radiolabeled, then which carbon of pyruvate will be radiolabeled? Now you have to answer. Now you have to answer. Okay. So I will not consider the first answer. Now you will have to answer me. Sorry. I have just framed the question now. That is why I was not able to pay attention. Now, if glucose first carbon is radiolabeled, then which carbon of pyruvate will be radiolabeled? Now, answer. Please tell me the answer. Trishla, Priyanshi is saying something. Okay. Please answer. Okay. Trishla is saying something. Okay. Trishla has given me an answer. Priyanshi has given me an answer. Likhita has given me an answer. Niharika has given me an answer. Yash has given me an answer. Okay. So majority of the students have given me an answer. So Shalu and Neetu, Neetu has given me an answer. Where is Shalu? Shalu, आप कहाँ रह गई हैं? Is Shalu there in the class? Shalu, why are you not answering? नहीं समझ में आ रहा बेटा? Shalu, are you there? I don't know whether she is able to hear me or not. Probably might not be able to hear me. Shalu, none. Okay. Now see this. This is a very simple question. I have radio labeled the first carbon atom of the glucose molecule. ये मुझसे इतना डरते क्यों? मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आता. जो चीज सही होती है बेटा वो चीज तो सही रहेगी ना, उसमें मैं क्या कर लूंगा? If something is correct, it will remain correct. You just have to answer. Now see, which carbon atom of the glucose has been radio labeled? The first carbon atom of the glucose. Okay. So if the first carbon atom of the glucose is radio labeled, then this carbon atom will be radio labeled. And which is this carbon atom? This is the third carbon atom of pyruvate. First, second, third. So this is the third carbon atom of pyruvate. Okay, I have questioned you. If glucose first carbon atom is radiolabeled, then which carbon atom of the pyruvate is going to be radiolabeled? It is always the third carbon atom. See, because pyruvate की IUPAC labeling जो होती है, IUPAC nomenclature of pyruvate speaks this, that this is the first carbon atom, this is the second carbon atom, this is the third carbon atom. So if this first carbon atom is being radiolabeled in the case of glucose, then which carbon of the pyruvate will be radiolabeled? The third carbon atom. How many students gave the correct answer? So there were no students who gave the correct answers. Actually, there were 0 students who gave the correct answer. Everybody was speaking the wrong answer. Now, coming back to your problems. Now, why this question has been made wrong by you? Now, first, Trishla. So, what's the problem, Trishla? Hello. I have asked you to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Sir, आपने उसको सर फर्स्ट कार्बन बताया था, इसलिए मैंने फर्स्ट ही बोला.
मैंने ये बोला है, मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनिए. मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनिए. Again, please listen my point. See, this is actually the glucose carbon atom. I have clearly written in front. These are glucose carbon atom. When you will radio label the first and the sixth carbon atom of glucose, then you will get the radio labeling as methyl group. Okay. When you will radio label the second and fifth carbon atom of glucose, you will get this ketonic group being radio labeled. When you radio label the third and fourth carbon atom of glucose, you get this carboxyl group being radio labeled. Now, what has happened in this particular question is that ये नेट का क्वेश्चन है, पूछा गया है, मेरे स्टूडेंट गलत करके आए थे पिछली बार. Majority of the students did wrong even after telling them this particular trick, because they just thought that this 1, 2, 3 is the number for pyruvate. No, dear all, you always know that in the IUPAC nomenclature, the naming of a compound is always done from the functional group. So this compound will be named as 1, 2, and 3. So if first and sixth carbon atom of glucose is radiolabeled, the third atom of the pyruvate will be radiolabeled. तो भैया अगर पहला और छठवां कार्बन रेडियोलेबल्ड किया है तो भैया तीसरा ही तो कार्बन रेडियोलेबल्ड हो जाएगा पायरुवेट का. त्रिशला, क्या प्रॉब्लम है, बोलिए.
सर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बस वही कंफ्यूजन हो गया था. आपने उसको फर्स्ट बोला था तो इसलिए मैंने फर्स्ट बोला. देखिए
मैंने
But now it is clear. I thought 1/6, 2/5 is the naming for the pyruvate,
No.
But now it is clear it is for
Pyruvate,
glucose carbon
how can there
atoms.
be a number 6 in pyruvate? There are only 3 carbon atom. How can I write
Yes.
6, 5 or 4? They can only be written as 1, 2 and 3, but 1, 2 and 3 are in opposite direction. So that is why majority of the students did this question wrong. और ये नन वाले कहाँ से आ गए भाई? नन वाले कहाँ से आ गए? Why there would be none carbon atom radioelement when I am saying that this is first 6, 2, 5 or 3 and 4 of glucose? Then of course there would be a radio labeling. There can be no option that is none. I just place this option like that only. और तुम लोग जबरदस्ती लगाए जा रहे हो बिना सोचे समझे. अरे सोचो तो सही बेटा. You must think about it. So any other query? Okay. Now just asking you one more thing. So instead of the first carbon atom, if there is the third carbon atom of the glucose has been radiolabeled, then which carbon atom of the pyruvate will be radiolabeled? What would be the next answer? I'm just changing my pen color. Okay, there is the third carbon atom of the glucose which is being radiolabeled with this green color. Then what would be the answer? Okay, I got some of the answers. Yes, of course, if the third carbon atom of the glucose is radiolabeled. प्लीज बच्चों समझ लो, जो लोग डर रहे हैं. नीतू कहाँ चली गई आप? नीतू यशराज, हेलो, अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को. यश अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को. ओके, आप मेरी बातें सुन सकते हो. देखो बेटा, अगर इसका तीसरा कार्बन मैंने रेडियो लेबल कर दिया तो बेटा ये पूरा रेडियो लेबल्ड हो जाएगा ना. तो ये कौन सा कार्बन हो जाएगा? ये पहला कार्बन हो जाएगा पायरुवेट का जो रेडियो लेबल्ड हो जाएगा. ठीक है, समझ में आया कि नहीं? नीतू, यश कुछ बोलेंगे? लिखिता, बोलना क्यों नहीं चाह रहे हो? इतना डरते क्यों हो? क्या प्रॉब्लम है? यश समझ में आ रहा है बेटा नहीं आ रहा? पहले तो ये बता. यश है ना तू क्लास में कि सो गया? यश हो कि नहीं हो? पता ही नहीं है. यश, आई कैन नॉट हियर योर वॉइस, सॉरी. लिखिता, कमिंग बैक टू यू. Likita, is the concept clear to you? Is the concept
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So that's all for today. We will meet tomorrow at the same time in the same class, and we are going to talk about all these things. We will be starting after the glycolysis. We will be starting the next point that is referred to as the link reaction that we are going to talk about. In the meanwhile, just keep reading your book, and if there are any queries you can also forward it to me. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Over and out. Good night.
Sir, I want to ask something.
Okay. Yes.
सर
yes.
जैसे आपने सर त्रिशला दिस साइड.
Okay.
सर जैसे आपने हेक्सोकाइनेज का वो स्ट्रक्चर से एक्सप्लेन किया, सर बाकी के एंजाइम्स का एक्सप्लेन करेंगे आप?
नहीं, इसलिए नहीं करूंगा जिसके अंदर बेटा क्वेश्चन आया है. Where from the question has been asked, I am going to explain only that particular molecule. Okay, and you didn't have to read so much. Okay, even if you are in your graduation third year or graduation second year, you can purchase White and White, you can read Leninger. But see, you have done your post graduation even. Okay, now there is not ample amount of time. The thing that is required is to make your concepts clear and to clear the CSIR net entrance examination or to clear GATE. For that, this much amount of knowledge is very well self-sufficient. You are yourself know that I am considering 2 or 3 books in front of you. We are talking from Lippincott, White and White. We would be even considering Leninger. So this is all about the different enzymes. You didn't have to read anything else except my notes. That is all sufficient for you. Just you have to attempt the MCQ question bank as well as test and evaluation and the DPP daily practice sheets, which will be sent to your homes. That's all. That is very well self-sufficient for the entire stuff. Okay? जहाँ से क्वेश्चन आएगा मैं खुद एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, उसके अंदर आपको टेंशन नहीं है. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's all for today. Good night. Over and out. You will get the recording of the present lecture. Thank you. Good night. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.